thanks to the Businesses and Hobbies expansion pack, I was finally able to add this lot to my Newcrest development. Hi, Clayton speaking. Welcome back to Sticky Sims. Today I'm picking up a project that I had started a little while back, a Newcrest development project. So if you're new here, Newcrest is a completely blank slate world here in The Sims 4. I assume that it was put here for builders, since it was just a big blank world for us to just fill with whatever lots, whether they be community, residential, or whatever to, our heart's desire. So I started a Newcrest development project where I wanted everything in my Newcrest to be, or my Newcrest save file to be inspired by local places around here, like around me. Previously, I had done like a family trailer park. I did a 2 houses on one lot, like duplex kind of situation, an apartment complex, a restaurant, and now a strip mall. So I was kind of holding out on the strip mall, mostly because I knew that I wanted the strip mall to be a business of sorts that would have multiple different activities. And thankfully, with the new Businesses and Hobbies pack that we got, this is now possible. My idea with this lot is that it's not residential, it's just strictly a small business lot. I built this kind of catty-cornered on the lot just because I felt it made sense for this neighborhood, but the build that I'm actually inspired from in the real world, it follows the same like coloring, and like the roof is kind of the same, and the breezeway, the arches, those types of little things, just so that it would be easily recognizable, at least to me, of what I was trying to do here. While I'm thinking about the in real life inspiration, the strip mall here in real life, I believe it has a drive-through. Actually, let me start from the other side. It has a like dog groomer shop to start. Then there's a couple of like blank parcels, I guess you could say, or inlets that they could lease. There is a rundown like office space. So I don't know exactly what they do there. It's probably something like shipping or something that they don't need a customer facing type environment or whatever. And then on the very, very far end, which I guess I could have done something similar to this in this build, but I felt it was just not like doable in The Sims 4, and it's not really doable in a lot of communities. But here in Louisiana, we have what we call daiquiri shops, and 9 out of 10 times the daiquiri shop is a drive-through. So yes, it is illegal to drink and drive here in the United States, but we have very unique open container laws here in Louisiana. So I can get a like frozen alcoholic drink through a drive-through window without leaving my car, right? With the keys still in the ignition, the car is still running. And the law says that I can't be accused of drinking it in my car if the straw is not in it. So got this like to-go drink container with alcohol in it, and you're just trying to not touch it until you get home. Now, people will be people, but anyways, we're not here to talk about drinking and driving and drive-through alcohol bars. So on the topic of bars, I did decide to include a bar on the right side of this build. I felt that this neighborhood needed a kind of dive bar type situation. When I had first started working on like the interiors of this build, I had recently gotten the Horse Ranch expansion pack, so I was falling in love with all of the mini like wood grain type items that we were given with that pack. I ended up making it kind of a like the bar is right when you walk in, and then there's kind of bar height tables on one side and then more of like a lounge on the other. I think it came out cute. I ended up putting a bunch of barrels and different things in there to kind of fit the theme of the bar. But now that I'm like reminiscing, I guess, through when I was working on this, I actually realized towards the end of it that I had forgotten to put bathrooms in, which if you've played Businesses and Hobbies and if you've played with a small business before, one of the challenges is that sometimes the customers, they will just spawn on the lot with incredibly poor needs and essentially either pass out, need to go to the bathroom immediately, God forbid they piss themselves. Oh no, I can actually kind of see in the background the one of the fences. It looks like it's getting a little pinky purpley. That's actually a terrain mod that I was trying out that alters the like grass to kind of give it a little bit more of a texture. You can kind of see it there a little bit, but it ended up having an inverse effect on some of the like set dressings, for lack of a better word, in different worlds. So I ended up having to take this mod actually right out. But yeah, let me reel myself back into the build. So the bar is of course on the right hand side. In the center, I decided to put a gym. I felt that just made sense for the area. Now, in hindsight, the majority of the people that are going to be living in this neighborhood are probably going to be in the apartment complex, and the apartment complex has its own gym, but you can never have too many places to exercise, right, guys? Besides, the gym at the apartment complex, catty-cornered across the way, is more of like a small fitness center, if you will. But the interesting thing about building a business community or like commercial type lot is that you, I guess to keep things more on the realistic side, and I hate saying that word because this is a simulation game, but typically commercial lots are not overly cluttered, so I tried to stay true to that as much as it just pained me sometimes to just not go add a bunch of things in like a certain corner to make it cute. But sometimes there's beauty in the simplicity, sometimes there's beauty in the negative space, so we're trying to, you know, embrace that. So here we go, putting in the bathrooms as an afterthought. But anywho, one of my biggest struggles that I remember when I was working with this gym was the like locker room was kind of an afterthought for me, but the community gyms where like in the town where I grew up did not necessarily have huge locker rooms. And I believe it was mostly just because people were kind of in and out and they would just kind of head home right afterwards, or would like jump in the pool after they're done working out and then go home and shower. But yeah, building a gym was tough for me because one of my friends had their family had like a gym membership growing up, and I would go with them during the day of the summer. But this gym was kind of different in that it was more, they called it a fitness club, which, I mean, you can call a gym anything that you want to, but I guess a fitness club was more apt because one, you had to be a member just to walk in the door, but it was also like a huge rec center, so there was like plenty of things to do. There was a built-in daycare for kids that were under a certain age. Like, it was very much like a third space, if you will, like a place to go and just be there. There were plenty of things to do, take the whole family. So it basically had like a little small like water park with water slides. It was a huge facility. So drawing myself down to this scale, I was like, well, what can fit, what's important as far as gameplay, etc., and most importantly, what would be cute. So, in the spirit of it being a small business, my thought is this is a small little fitness center, a small little gym run by like 2-3 people maybe. So everyone's right there, everyone knows everyone, and there's no like specific gym staff for anything. Like, the same person that works the front desk is also the same person that can explain to you how to fix your form on a certain machine. So that type of environment, but we'll move on to it in a second. But next to the gym and opposite from the bar, I decided to do a like retail clothing store. Now, that was a lot of fun in that I was able to, you know, basically just create a huge, like, beautiful closet. Now, I know that a retail store is far more than just a closet, but I guess the reason I'm saying this is I have absolutely no experience merchandising. So, it may not make sense, it may not be professional, but I like the way that it came out. I thought it was cute. I've had plenty of builds online of people doing retail stores to kind of get ideas and maybe help point me in a direction. To be honest, the Get to Work pack is probably one of my like least played packs. Mostly because one, I got it kind of late in the game. Just a lot of people were very critical of that pack, so I was very hesitant to buy it at first. But the items and everything play with the Businesses and Hobbies pack beautifully. So we're digging in. We're learning more. Maybe I'll make it to 6 in one day. But all that goes to say is my retail gameplay experience in The Sims 4 is very, very limited. But I did do the whole retail thing in Sims 2. Now, The Sims 2 had full-on, like, dressing rooms, which I guess I could have done something similar to that, but I don't know if it would have functioned necessarily as dressing rooms. Maybe there is an item in there that I just completely overlooked, because at this point, you know, a decade later after The Sims 4 has been launched initially, we have so many add-ons and so many items in this game that it's nearly impossible to keep up with all of them. So, reeling myself back into the retail space and building. Now, I said that I don't really have much experience with merchandising, but I do kind of understand like loss prevention and different things like that. So like I did work at like a grocery store, and one of the things that I knew that I kind of wanted to implement in this like retail store was like mirrors on the walls, which I mean, I don't know if they still do it, but like at like Walgreens or like convenience stores here growing up, I remember that one of the walls would always have mirrors on it, and they would be like higher up and almost kind of like slanted a certain way, just so that at any point where you were standing in the store, you could see someone standing down another aisle, which from my days of being a bank teller, being able to see where everyone in the build, like where you work, and see where everyone is in a retail environment is an incredibly like safe feeling. So I guess like a peace of mind thing. So some other packs that I can think of that, you know, fed into this retail build a little bit better was the Dream Home Decorator, because it had a bunch of little pieces and parts that I could build a closet, you know, quote unquote with. Base game, of course, Get to Work, Businesses and Hobbies. I even think I used some dresser items from Get to Work, just because they kind of had like production set type items that fit the vibe. Made sure to put a little fan on the register, the counter when you walk in, because for some reason here in the United States, cashiers aren't allowed to sit. I don't know why, but yeah, I'm sure we've had that situation. You know, you go to check out and there's some, you know, poor sweet lady standing there looking like her feet are killing her with a fan blowing on her. And it just makes me feel like, why did you not just give her a stool? Like, what difference is it going to make? And then now as an adult, knowing what I know about businesses, it's like your cashier is probably your least paid person. Like, give her a damn chair. But anyways, I digress. So yeah, circling back, this build now wraps up this bottom, like, left-hand corner of the Newcrest world. It wraps up this neighborhood. And to be honest with you guys, I'm probably gonna put this project down for a second, for multiple reasons. One, I am a part-time YouTube creator, so I feel like I might have taken on too much for myself at one point, and I don't want to quite give up the gameplay videos just yet because I'm having so much fun playing them, and I'm hoping that y'all are having fun watching them. But to be completely honest, my heart just isn't in this project as it is right now, and I don't want to give up on it because I hate doing that, but I feel like, I don't know, kind of like any like favorite toy or different thing, like maybe I just need to give myself time to miss it, right? And come back to it with a new outlook. But I'm gonna quit yapping and I'm gonna let you enjoy the tour. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. I hope you have a beautiful week. Love you, bye!